gentlemen of the press, since I assumed office, I have worked closely with His Excellency Simba Arati. This was informed by the desire to share policy, ideas that will make our great county soar to greater heights, and the fact that we were both elected under the ODM party. However, as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Fast forward, the governor has proved to be querulous and incompetent in running county affairs. For instance, since his assumption of office, he has systematically sabotaged all constitutional county offices. We have only 2 CECs and 2 chief officers who hold briefs for the governor, and the rest have been rendered useless. The Kisii County Public Service Board and all independent boards, including hospitals and bursary boards, are all just but a conveyor belt of the governor's wishes. They are not working because they have been denied the independence to do so. The recent bursary exercise is a classical example. The governor hired non-gazetted people who doctored the bursaries as submitted from the ward committees. He also hired unknown individuals to deliver bursary forms for grade 10 without involvement of ward committees and MCAs who represent and play an oversight role in the exercise, thus undermining the will of the people. Local contractors are denied opportunities, and those lucky are subjected to unrealistic kickbacks, and others denied payment, while the governor's proxies are irregularly paid upfront, as in the case of the Chinese contractor doing the county headquarters, a matter that was flagged by the Auditor General. The Auditor General also flagged the recently paraded machinery due to inflated prices, and ultimately stopping the acquisition of tippers which were overpriced. Once the management of the same machinery was contracted to a Luo proxy of the governor at a cost of more than 200 million. A competent governor will have strengthened the mechanical engineering and public works department of the county government to be in charge of the machinery and avoid this wastage and theft of county resources. County employees have been subjected to endless humiliation, public embarrassment, ridicule, arbitrary transfers, and illegal dismissal. We had a case of over 400 employees who were denied payment for over 2 years. Some succumbed to depression and some died. And I can mention one of the employees who died by the name Esther Akote. May her soul continue resting in peace. While the governor's incompetency has dwindled the county's growth prospects, it is sad that our health sector, which was once a regional pride, is now on its knees. We have had a massive exodus of doctors, consultants, and nurses to other counties. Our hospitals are understaffed. This mess, and they go for months without pay, and there is no medicine in our healthy facilities. A classical example is where I was just recently, about 2 days ago, KTRH, where we don't have even consultants, we don't have doctors, we don't have medicine, and those even nurses who are just there putting a fake smile have not been paid for months now, extending even up at us to more than 3 months. Instead of handling this mess, the governor hides behind the cameras through stage-managed feasts to our facilities to fool our people that our health facilities are working. Unknown to many, the County Assembly appropriated the money for employment of health workers and ECD teachers at the beginning of this financial year. Unfortunately, 11 months down the line, they have not been employed. The milk feeding program raises serious health and corruption concerns. KICC, which was initially paraded as the supplier of the milk, is no longer supplying milk. Milk is now being supplied by the Fresher company. Details on how quickly these supplies changed are scanty. Was KICC used as a decoy to fool our people? Who is to be held responsible, God forbid, if there are health issues to our kids? As this happens, ECD classes in the county are in deplorable state. Attempts to advise the governor otherwise fell on a deaf ear. He's a master of use and dump. He used and dumped professionals who believed in a transformative leadership in the county, Anybody seen as smart or intelligent is immediately cut to size to avoid exposing how incompetent the governor is. Serious minds like Dr. Ndemo Alfred were victimized and they ultimately resigned, while others like Dr. Timothy Arege, who is the current CEC for roads, are on the chopping board. Or he is already on the chopping board. Instead of the governor empowering the border sector, he is sowing seeds of violence against them. He used certain groupings to infiltrate the border sector. He uses them to fight unimagined enemies, thus tarnishing the good reputation of the border people. It is to fight, it is time the border sector stands up and says no to this misuse. Claim funds that were donated to Kisii border circle by the president through the governor and restore dignity and their reputation. While we take pride in Omogusi being a united people, the governor has persistently victimized the Abagetutu clan simply because the sin they committed is to give the first governor of Kisii County. He is known to treat Abagetutu with contempt to him, and every person from Bogetutu is a thief. It is in the public domain that the MCAs have been in the receiving end of this clueless leadership. They are systematically sidelined, ridiculed, and some even had their cars fundraised, and I hope everybody remembers this. Undermining elected leaders is disregarding the will of the people they represent, to say the least. One of the key responsibilities of MCAs is oversight. We have had regular instances where budgets passed by the assembly are altered. My Ichuni people are victims of this illegal alteration of the budget. For instance, the Gesabakwa Stadium, which was contracted and awarded, but later the money was irregularly removed from the budget, prompting the contractor to stop the works. 14 water tanks of 10,000 liters capacity were also irregularly removed from the budget. This removal of projects after going through the assembly is illegal, and I call upon the Office of the Controller of Budget to look into this matter. Our county's growth prospects has dwindled. Local businesses are closing down. Our markets are in a depression. We have a clueless governor with no academic credentials to run a county. We impeached Monda, who now looks a saint compared to Governor Simba Arati. We therefore need to send Governor Simba Arati home even before 2027, and the conversation starts now. Finally, every generation parts its leader. Those who came before us parted and fronted Nyachae to run for president. While he lost, the Omogusi community showed all friends and adversaries that we are a united community that doesn't forsake our own. Our generation has now pathed Matiang'i, a Garant son who has now set his eyes on the presidency. It is important to note that the people we represent have time and again asked that to fully support Matiang'i, a call that the governor has refused to heed. How then can we elected leaders continue to disregard the opinion of the very people we represent? How can we watch as the governor goes around the country spewing foul insults to Matiang'i? He even organized goons to fight Matiang'i during his recent political rally in the region, and then goes on to say he will support him once he has been given the ticket. Why not help him clinch the ticket now? The governor has mastered the art of speaking from both sides of his mouth, and this political harlotry must be called out. It's unfortunate that the Governor Simba have time and again belittled Kisii leaders led by Matiang'i and Senator Onyonga, called them names, and posted that they have the financial muscle to fight a leader who doesn't agree with them. We have all seen how this superiority complex and fights brought insecurity and political animosity in our county. Your Excellency, a fly that does not heed advice follows the corpse to the grave. The grave is yonder. It's also important to know that only county ministers and chief officers with real authority are Nyakweba, Eric, Mienda, Okioi, and Vincent Nyangwara. The rest are just there to be seen and not to be heard. The disrespect towards Matiang'i whom the OMUC has chosen as their spokesperson, must end.